Hello everybody, it's Melissa K. Range here, bringing you a video today about focus versus distraction. And this word was my word of the year, focus, when I started out 2022. And I'm finding it to be popping up everywhere now in all the information that I'm watching and in everything that I'm noticing. And actually, there's a movie out called Focus. And I heard about this movie. I was listening to a podcast that I like to listen to, and I was listening to this guy talk about this movie on a couple of occasions, and he's talking about this movie, Focus. So I rented it from the library and I watched this movie. And remember, I'm always interested in my spiritual piece, right? What's going on internally within me and why this earth is the way it is, why people are the way they are, what's going on with all the deceit and the deception. And that's been my focus for at least the last year is how did I not know all this deception was going on? How did I not really understand how deep the truth has been covered up and what has been hidden with us? But I kept saying to myself, find out what is hidden, understand what's going on, listen to your heart, and go within. And that's what I've been doing now deeply for 13 years. And I realized this year that I needed to focus because I wanted to know, what's my purpose here? What's my mission? But there's so much distraction. There's so much distraction. And that is the purpose of this duality place. That really is what they want from you, the whatever you want to call them, negative energies, entities, the being that seems to be running things around here on this place. And they really want you to be distracted, distraction. They want you to not be focused on who you are, how powerful you are, your true divine nature, and what you are capable of, and that you have choices, And I cannot stress that enough, because I know in my life, when I didn't realize that I had choice in a situation in my own personal life, I really equivocated it to hell. And I really thought to myself, this must be what hell is, because I don't know what to do. I don't know how to get out of this. I don't know who to turn to, what my life would look like if it wasn't this. But finally, I surrendered to the fact that this isn't working in my life and I need to make some shifts and changes. And I don't know what those look like, but I do know that there's got to be something better out there for me. And I think that is how this evolution for me many years ago began, my spiritual evolution. It had started before that surrender, but it began to build. And now, 12, 13 years later, I really am aware, awake, and seeing things from a completely different place now. And I do see that I have choice always in my life. There's always choices. Now, mind you, a lot of those choices that we have just put in this material world, or we think about in this material world, they seem to be shrinking. And it seems to be the powers that be, or the structures and systems that have become these hierarchical sort of structures and systems, they seem to dictate always what's going to happen. Or if they don't dictate it, they set things up to make us think there's a Messiah, or there's a savior, or there's the perfect person that's going to take all this trauma or this challenge away from us. And that's another deception and another lie, because really when it comes down to things, it comes down to us, it comes down to our awakened state, and it comes down to the truth of really who we are and where we want to go in this world, in this realm, out of this realm into another realm. What does that look like? So if your focus is constantly distracted and constantly on your job and what it's providing for you all the time, and spending hours and hours and hours at that work, and maybe you're in something like a corpsoration And that is definitely something, quote unquote, that's dead because it's a corpsoration. Or you're in a place where you work yourself so exhausted every day, and then you come home and all you can do is watch videos or look at your phone, social media, and you're not spending any time listening to yourself. You're not spending any time focused on your heart and your beingness and nature, where there's lots of help and intuition and answers for you. No, you're very focused on being distracted. Maybe you have addictions. Maybe you have, like I said in my last video, you have trauma that you've never worked through and it's eating you up. It's bothering you. The spiritual piece of us is very, very important and critical. And if you're not thinking about it on a daily basis, then you're distracted, because that's really the purpose, I believe, of why we're here. It's like, I've got to listen to myself and I've got to become aware and seek the truth. And many spiritual teachers, many teachers have been here teaching us these things and teaching us how to exit the realm that we're currently enslaved in, or that we're currently living in, and feeling like, okay, I'm right here in this present moment and my life isn't going super great. And again, we're distracted, so we don't focus on those pieces of our lives that we really want to expand on, that really need our attention, because we haven't been taught this, because there's so much indoctrination that's going on in this place. There's constant distraction, constant. And even I know personally, for me, I get distracted easily. And when that happens, I lose sight of really what I need to be doing to continue to choose what I want for my life. And there's a lot of material out there also that appears to be very beneficial and very good for us. And it's not. It's just another distraction. It's just another false belief system. And mind you, I bought into a lot of it too. I got wrapped up in a lot of things too. And now I'm just really starting to see the depths of what sort of avenues I went down. And mind you, all for a purpose, right? But now I'm choosing differently, and I'm starting to see that there is so much distraction all the time that is right in front of our faces. And we can choose. The beautiful piece is, the solution is, if we want to focus, we have to turn off the distractions. And it's a discipline, and it's also, well, for me, what I've been doing is just saying to the creator, the loving creator that I believe knows who I truly am, but I know I am from this loving creator, because I don't believe there is a loving creator running this show, this place here where I am. But I do believe there is a loving creator that is there for all of us. And we just have to continue working on ourselves, looking at ourselves, and starting to keep asking the questions. What is real? What is the truth? I'm not willing to suffer anymore. I don't want to suffer. Show me what's real. I understand I'm a powerful creator. How do I really embody that and feel that and own that and know that? And that's where the focus comes in. It's not, I've got to go do this today. I've got to go do that. I'm so busy. That's really what they want from us. And then they feed off of us when we have traumatic events. And that's how we're a battery power pack. And I know I'm sick of being a battery power pack. That is not why I'm here. And I don't want any part of it. And I guess maybe it's taken me many lifetimes to figure that out, but I'm done with it. I'm done with it. And so really, I am constantly working to understand everything that's going on here and how I can get out of this realm with conviction and with confidence and know that I'm not going to be returning. But that's a choice. That is a choice. And if you're so busy with the material realm and all the distractions of this simulation, then you're not going to know how to exit this realm when the time comes. or you're not even going to understand right now how to navigate this realm to the degree that you as a soul know the truth. And that's the beautiful piece about, first of all, you're a free sovereign being. That's really what you are. And it's called taking ownership and taking responsibility for your life and really working with these tools. And so people would say, well, how do I do that? Well, just spend maybe 20 or 30 minutes in the morning doing something or meditating, or maybe after your work, if you're working, go out into nature, spend some time in nature. There are so many things that we can do to begin to open ourselves up to our own spirituality. And I don't mean calling in some of these other beings that are not on your side. They're not helpful for you. And you can be very easily tricked and deceived. And I have experienced that. And I've also allowed people into my life that, and beings that I think now looking back, I realize they were not loving, benevolent beings. They have been negative, stealing my energy, and I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to all of these seminars and all of these things anymore, because I know that it's just somebody's taking my energy, or maybe they're putting technology within me that's not safe, that's not good for me, that's not going to help my soul to continue to be whole. So I'm really paying attention to stuff. And is it possible that, there's things out there that I haven't experienced? Yes, but that's what my discernment is for. And that's why I learn about discernment. And I teach my clients I have about discernment, because you've got to learn to discern the good from the evil. And it can be really challenging, and I get that. But there also are many people out there like me who want to know the truth, who are seeking the answers and the truth of what's been hidden from us for thousands of years. And that's what I want to know. I want to know the truth. So this movie, Focus, and again, like I said last week, that a lot of these, probably all of them, and all the stuff on TV, I mean, just start opening your eyes to how many commercials there are that really focus on being unwell and unhealthy. Just start to count how many of those there are. And then when you're watching sporting events, who funds the sporting events and what are they similar to? Recently, I was thinking, oh boy, there's a lot of sporting events on that are very similar to the gladiator times. And if you start really paying attention to that kind of stuff, you start to see new things that you never realized before. And I'm not saying it's all bad. I get it. It's entertainment and people want to be entertained. But just remember how many hours and how much time and how much money is spent on distracting us from our spiritual peace, from who we really are. And think about how much time you spend going to those events, how much money you spend, when maybe you could be utilizing that money to invest in yourself in some way, doing some sort of class or some sort of program or some sort of training or coaching that actually helps enhance your spirituality, not an organization, not a structure, not a system, you. And how much time do you invest focusing on you and your life and getting out of maybe a hell realm or a trauma you've been in? See, we don't do that in the society. We're not taught that. We're just taught to keep going, keep on going, keep trucking, stuff it down, because, that's what our society teaches. And that's what our parents lived and their parents, right? And just suck it up and don't talk about it. But there's more and more of us that are starting to talk about these things. And I know it because I'm seeking those people. I'm searching them out, because there's days when I think this stuff sounds like cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and it sounds absolutely crazy. But if it keeps coming into my perception and my awareness, I know that there's truth to it. And that's what I've been seeking. What I've been seeking is the kingdom of heaven within. And I think when you find that kingdom of heaven within, you understand what this place really is, and you see it as it is in real time, in the present, and you're aware and you're awakened, and that's when you choose, oh boy, I'm not going to come back here anymore. I'm tired of this. I'm done with all this stuff. I am out when the time comes for me to transition. I'm out. I don't want to play this game anymore. And, I don't again know why a lot of us chose this game. As I was just listening to this astrologer that I listened to, because I think she's the real deal. She says maybe we were traveling out in the planets, or the seven archons, and we somehow got stuck here, and we got trapped, or we were just wanting to take a jaunt and see what this place was like and what's going on the earth plane and what's that like. But I'm just blown away every day at how much more I am becoming awakened, and how over the years before I started to wake up or to see the truth, that I was distracted. And that is the whole point. The whole point of this place is to just keep you distracted. And then once you go to transition, to try to convince you or coerce you into coming back here, because it's all a simulation, and there is energy that's being harvested and harnessed from us all the time. And like I said, I'm just done with it. So if you watch the movie Focus, you really do begin to see how it works. And you can take your focus and you can focus it on, anything you can take your focus. And I trained with a subconscious mind coach for many years, and I'm really beginning to understand how the subconscious works and that piece of focus and what that looks like. And he would always say, put things in your calendar. And so for me, I've kind of gotten away from the calendar stuff, but I do know that when something comes into me and I get my intuition is working, I know that I have to do X, Y, and Z, and that's my focus, because I can get very distracted, and that's again what they want. So if you are interested in working with me and really wanting to delve into your spiritual piece and to get yourself into that warrior mode, or work on, a part of yourself that maybe you've been afraid to, or you want to work on your shadow, which I need to do a video on that too, because we're still in the shadow, then let me know. Send me an email at melissa@melissakrange.com. I'm happy to help you, and I would love to talk to you. And maybe you just want to send me an email to talk about some of these concepts I'm bringing up, or maybe in the comments, actually, you want to comment on where you get distracted and where you need to put some more focus. But I'm highly encouraging you to start focusing on your spirituality. And if we could do this as a collective, if we could start focusing on who we really are, and that we're sovereign free beings, and that we're very powerful, and what our divine nature is, and that we are warrior like people, that beings, souls, that we don't die, we just change form. If we could start to really think about that and focus on that, oh boy, would we make a change here. And it's not airy fairy stuff. It is like you've really got to anchor it in. And it's important. And I don't see many people doing that to the degree that we need to be doing it. I see a lot of airy fairy spirituality, and that's not what we need to be doing. We need to really take this seriously, that it is a big, important piece of our lives. And I know that once we begin to do that, and I hope we will, because I'm hearing stuff out there that people are going to be wiped away from this planet, or that there's going to be a cataclysmic event, and I do not know what that looks like, and I don't know the future. I am not a crystal ball reader. I know today what I'm thinking and what I'm feeling, and I know that I'm hearing in my heart that we need to focus on our spirituality. And I know a big holiday is coming up this week, so I wish you all, and I'm very grateful for that, to spend time with family and friends, and I wish you all a very wonderful Thanksgiving. And then we have another holiday coming up that I'm questioning. I'm questioning a lot of things lately. I'm questioning it, and I've made a lot of changes over the years, and I think I'm going to continue to change, but I know the number one thing that I've got to do is I've got to focus every single solitary day on my spiritual peace, the spiritual peace of me, listening to me, hearing me, and only listening and trusting what people I believe are on the same path as me. And I know I'm finding more, but I know sometimes we don't know who to trust, and we don't know how to keep that path going on the spiritual trajectory. And that's my work. That's what I'm here to do, to help you to do. That is it for right now, until I maybe expand that into my doula world. But I definitely know my focus is to serve people and help you build your spirituality and help you remember who you really are, because you need it. It is critical. And so I hope I have made myself quite clear. If you want to make any comments, please make comments. And again, if you would like to send me an email so that if you want to work with me, my email is melissa@melissakrange.com. And I will look forward to connecting with you very soon. Have a super duper day.